Going back to this Obama situation, I don't think people realize how big this is and that we're literally battling with YouTube and Google in real time. How arrogant are they to take it down, then put it back up? And I said, I smell a rat. I think they're going to counter-strike, and their way of doing it is to disable it all over the web except for YouTube, and then you go there and they want money.
Well, I think what we're seeing also is an interplay between how computers are programmed to do different things. And I think that certainly on Wall Street, the computers are programmed, it's called program trading, and they can program computers to do all kinds of market manipulation. And this is how most of Wall Street makes their money these days. They simply program computers to steal. And this is exactly what they do. But computers are also programmed to sniff out, like you say, that the Obama deception is rising quickly on the trend list, and in fact it was trending higher than it had been recently. Well, the computers see that, and they make the calculations, and they see that the words associated with Obama and then the deception is untenable. So then the computers simply kick in and start to delete videos or change videos, and they figure they can always mop up the legal mess later. But the computers have dominion. The computers run their show. They will change the programming tomorrow or the next day. And what we see today is that they're trying to catch up with what's going on in your situation. You've basically broken the computers for today. Just like when you flood a website with too much traffic, it goes crazy and they can't catch up to it.
But they will learn more next time. We've got to learn more next time. This is humans interfacing with machines to battle the artificial intelligence of the NSA.
Well, it's InfoWars, and so you are winning a battle here. You're winning a battle in the InfoWars, and I think that to build on the success, there's got to be more strategies and more tactics based on the fact that the current propaganda wars are made entirely of information. And as this report called Top Secret America points out, the military-industrial complex doesn't really care so much about the hardware anymore, the planes, the bombs, the tanks. They're focused now, all of their budget is focused on information technology and information wars and propaganda wars. And so clearly, moving into this new century, if you look at your site, I mean, your site is aggregating huge popularity. It's referenced now by the biggest sites. I mean, I see you referenced on Drudge-Report all the time. I even see you talked about on Huffington Post, which is, perceptibly on the other side of the political aisle. But you're becoming a force to be reckoned with. So the computers have isolated you and are trying to combat you with algorithms and programs to try to overread you or overwrite you with additional information. And we see the same thing. It's very interesting because we see the exact same thing on Wall Street, the flash crash of May 6th, the 1,000-point drop. That was a computer glitch. The computers were programmed to steal money slowly, not in 1,000-point grabs. When I was working on Wall Street, we had a saying that went like this. We used to say, shear, don't slaughter. And what that means is you take a little bit from your clients every single day, but don't kill your clients because you want to keep them alive long enough to shear them the next day. And this is exactly the way Wall Street. All right, we're going to talk about that more in a moment. Max is going to be with us into the next hour. But Kenneth Webb runs the Director channel, and people get confused. He's not the director of the Obama deception, though he's directed his own great films like Debunk This. But he's a guy who has an account that can upload more than 10-minute chunks. So he uploaded the #1 version of the Obama deception back in March of last year. It's had 6.5 million views. It was surging and growing even faster. It was somebody hacked in, deleted it, and he's, I guess, out on the road because his cell phone's cutting out. Kenneth, they are in there now, inside, making people pay to see the Obama deception on all our computers in the office. This is outrageous. You haven't implemented that because I haven't talked to you yet, but I know Google has to offer that, and we're not asking for it. So I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah, it was actually, and how's it going, Alex? I was just on, and I seen some people from the UK saying that they were unable to access the video. So I went in to see what the problem was, and it had some kind of rental thing on specifically all 3 of those videos that were taken down. They were all for rent. And, it wasn't like that, an hour ago, and then all of a sudden it's like that. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's mind-boggling because they, when they reinstated those 3 videos, they reinstated videos that have been down for years now. the ones they took down. The first few videos they took down that I actually put up were from military.com. And they said, copyright infringement, they took it down and everything, and those were back up. So I had to go through all the videos.
And I called you this morning, and I said, I believe that's a false flag by putting videos up to get more strikes against your account. And now they've thrown this pay thing on it, and the thousands of sites, and that's conservative, that it's linked to around the web where people embed the video to Obama deception, police state for the rise of FEMA, and your film debunk this, which is about government-sponsored terror and fluoride and other issues. Now they're trying to make you pay for those. This is, I guess you've got to turn Google ads off. I think that's how they're able to claim they can do this. Can you turn that off?
Oh, yeah. I could turn that off. Actually, when I went in, they had added the whole rentable button and this whole slew of stuff. When they reinstated all these videos, they put all this new stuff up. I don't even know where that came from. And, I went through and I found the rentable part where it says rentable videos, which is new to me, and I disabled them. And then what it did, it took all of those videos and it made them private. So I had to go back in to the actual video and edit that and make them not private anymore for everybody. And they're back up now.
Kenneth, this could be another hack, too, probably an insider. Change your passcode instantly. I mean, undelay. Change it now. Change it now. Don't you agree?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Already done, Alex. Already done.
Well, don't lose that passcode. My God, this is getting insane. Stay there, Kenneth. Well, max-keiser's in the wings. Now we've got more intel from the man that runs the channel, Kenneth Webb. This does sound like an automatic computer system, or that somebody's using those systems to keep this from being all over the web. Max-Keiser, what's your take?
Well, you're heading into the November election. The Obama team is nervous because their programs have been a failure for the very reasons that you talk about in your film, the Obama deception. And so a simple conversation with the webmasters at Google, try to do what you can to shape the information and to shape these words so that we can move beyond the idea that Obama and the Obama deception. So the computers do all the heavy lifting, and occasionally when there's a traffic anomaly, like you're talking about leading up to this the catastrophe, the computers show their hand as being basically running the show.
Let me ask you this question, Max, because, Max invented the Hollywood Stock Exchange system that they admittedly use in many modern stock exchange computer systems now. Looking at this, do you think Obama and his people like the fact that when you typed his name in the last month, the top link was this link to this particular version of the Obama deception? There's no way going into an election that they wanted, when somebody searched the name Obama in any variation, it was my film. Clearly they have shown their hand by doing this. Because the attention span of the average American is so short that even just the 1 second connection of Obama with the word deception is a problem, because people in their subconscious mind equate Obama with deception. And if this is a huge result of searching Obama and you get deception, whether you even consciously admit it or not or recognize it, when you go to the voting booth, you equate Obama with deception. This is all part of the propaganda that was invented by, the National Socialists of Germany and then picked up by the Brandeis in this country when they started the public relations firms back after World War II. And this is what's used and understood, is that it's the Freudian psychology that unconsciously people... But see, I didn't name it that out of manipulation. I just try to tell the truth, and I know he's deceiving, and I know that Obama is a front and himself is a deception. The whole persona of Obama is a manufactured Madison Avenue system. And so if you just organically tell the truth, it trumps all their lies and spin and manipulation. Let's go back to Kenneth Webb. Yeah. And then come back to you, Keiser. Kenneth, what was it like for you to find out Saturday that they had taken this video down?
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. I really got sick at the stomach. My mom, pretty simple said that, if this is happening, that means you're actually, that you guys are really doing something. So there was a good side to it, and I had to focus on that, and then trying to get it back up and everything. And but I know we're stomping on some toes. There's no doubt about it. You know, they've hacked my website, spywitnessnews.org. We've had problems with these videos. A couple of times we've had people actually hack the YouTube page for Obama deception, putting all kinds of code in that was having an effect on the page. That happened for like a day, probably about a month ago. It's just crazy. It's crazy, but like I said, I believe that, you know, we're really having an effect. Else, why would they even mess around with anything like this? I mean, even if it's small-time hackers or big-time hackers, they're definitely feeling it.
Yeah, but